Hello and welcome back to Inside on Business. My name is Michael Libby. This is all powered by our advertising agency, Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications, and brought to you by Fwersa. Fwersa. Let's see, that's friendly, understanding, individualized, F-U-I-R, respectful, savvy accountants. Maybe gray, but it's just not all going on quite yet. In studio with us, ladies and gentlemen, my friend. He is a good friend, and I really love this man. He and I have met several years ago, and we've been involved in several things. And he's just a great guy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is, can we have a round of applause? Bo Fodor. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Michael. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for. So you get the night skyline.
Oh, grab right, nightclub.
Yeah.
Love
See
it.
that?
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Mother's Day is a
Huge.
$20 billion day. Isn't that amazing?
It's unbelievable. Second only to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I think it's just amazing. And Father's Day, places a distant, but
Home Depot does a lot of barbecues. That's about it.
I want to show you. Everybody's getting in the act, and I thought you might appreciate this. This is a photograph. I think we've got it, don't we? This is a photograph from Mother's Day yesterday at a Hy-Vee store. Now, we got
Wow.
ice sculpture here and fresh shrimp.
Wow.
Can you imagine at a Hy-Vee store? I mean, everybody's into this.
Well, again, I mean, like the whole mentality behind that day is marketing.
Yeah.
And it's like Mother's Day is a brand. And there's like rules you have to follow, a list, in fact. I think the average price point spent, at least this is what Good Morning America said, was $138 per mother, which I found to be pretty alarming. I mean, that's a lot of money. I spend money on my mom, but I don't know if I've spent that much every year for the past couple of years.
Well, it is a major holiday, and we have a picture of my mom too.
Aw.
Of course, yeah. You just gotta. I gotta do this. Yesterday was Mother's Day. She'll be 93 years old. June.
Wow, she looks great.
She looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said it was a little chilly to be outside last night, so she's in the coat and the whole thing. Yeah, so yeah, she's looking good.
Good when I got here in 2000, um, I had to make my own.
From where?
I came from New Jersey, where I grew up and where a lot of my family still lives today. When I got to Iowa, I sort of had to create my own niche. I lived in the Fort Dodge area, Webster County, on a acreage in Clare, Iowa. Precious 100-year-old farmhouse with about 4 acres of land that I got to learn how to do organic gardening and a lot of landscaping on. Long story short, literally had to create my own little niche. And the only forte that I felt comfortable putting out a shingle with was in the catering business, because I'd already done that for about 10 years in New Jersey. And long story short, it just took off. I was afforded the luxury of teaching adult community education at Iowa Central Community College for 3 years. I served on the board of United Way as a youth initiative chair for 2 years. And yeah, lo and behold, in 2004, met Tom Bozen at a cocktail party, and he invited me to come down to Des Moines to check him out and his wares over on Beaver Avenue at the warehouse. Sure. And it was just like a floral dream come true for someone like myself that enjoys floral design, event planning, and wedding work. So that transition continued with him. As brief as it was, I realized too that I could do my own thing, and I needed to at that point in time. So yeah, Panache became an LLC, and that was the beginning of my journey. It really wasn't until 2009, with the marriage equality ruling, that I threw myself out there into a mad marketing and publicity and PR campaign with that whole opportunity to build a wedding industry here to a market that had never been tapped.
And it wasn't, it hadn't been tapped, no, because you couldn't, there wasn't marriage equality here.
Exactly. So yeah, I felt like I felt a real honor, but more importantly, a real sense of need to try to do it to the very best that I could possibly do it, and with throwing the very first Iowa's Gay Wedding Expo, finding the 40 to 50 vendors that we had coming out of the woodwork, literally and figuratively, but more importantly, inclusionary. The majority of them weren't LGBT folks. That's lesbian, gay, bi, and transgendered individuals. They weren't from my community. They were from the norm, let's say, for the lack
from the straight community.
exactly, the heterosexual community. Um, and yeah, just again, that pride that they felt in showing the world our hospitality here within the state was very quickly noticed, and now we have over 150 vendors that give us the very best of design, of floral, of food, of fashion, and I'm very proud to say we've had couples come from around the world to be married here. We were talking a little bit about Mother's Day and the monies that are spent. The average wedding that and a destination couple and their family and friends spend when they come to Iowa for their nuptials is right around $45,000.
Really?
And though there haven't been 10,000 of those destination couples, but there have been well over 500 destination couples that have come and needed services. So I'm just really grateful, more importantly, very pride-filled of the genuine sense of business savvy and of hospitality that's shown by the businesses to these out-of-state, out-of-country guests, but more importantly to the small brand, as you were talking about earlier, that we have built here in Iowa as a state of inclusion, of fairness, and equality.
Now, both photos are guests, ladies and gentlemen. He is the owner of Panache. When we talk about Panache, that's a great word, by the way.
Thank you very much.
It just lightens up all kinds of possibilities. At its very root, what is Panache?
Panache really is just flair. I met a gal about 2 decades ago that told me that I had Panache, and I didn't know what it was either. But in looking it up, and even on my website, I have the definition on my header page. It just means verve, flair, savoir-faire. For me personally, it just means adding a little twist to the everyday. I try to always incorporate why with how when I'm doing stuff, especially my design work, and especially entertaining wise. When we cater or throw a party, there's always a reason why you're doing it, and if you can go from that organic core of why you're doing it, it's a win-win situation. Instead of worrying about all the trimmings and what's etiquette and what's proper, or worse yet, what's trendy, or what the fad is at the moment. If you just stick to the integrity of how
Well, not only with regard to marriage equality issues and gay weddings and things like that, but you've also held a number of organic festivals where you'll put on a dinner party, or someone will put on a dinner party and have Panache come and do all these organic things. Tell us a little bit about that.
Again, that was established at the very beginning of my journey here in Iowa, living on that farm and having those 4 acres and outbuildings and fabulous barns that had been restored. I was afforded the luxury of entertaining in those buildings. Long story short, I also had a really wonderful community of farmers that were more than thrilled to be invited and come and bring their local produce or bring their what they grew or picked that day and share it at the tables. And that true farm to table mentality is very empowering. More importantly, it's very community building. And I was a little bit of like a fish out of water when I got off that plane in Fort Dodge with my 12 suitcases
From New Jersey.
from New Jersey, and didn't really have a clue as to what I was stepping in. I just had a family that I had recently found. I'm adopted, grew, and didn't really find my birth family until my late 30s. And once I did and came and got to meet them and spend time with them, and saw the life that they had and that I would have grown up in had I not been afforded my luxuries to go on my journey. Long story short, it was just really, really an epiphany moment in my life. Everyone talks about a midlife crisis. I sort of had like this midlife epiphany to just honesty and integrity, and most
And that's what you found here in Iowa.
and most importantly, that sense of family and community was very, very powerful.
Our guest, ladies and gentlemen, is Bo Fodor. Bo has a company called Panache. And when we come back, we'll show you a couple of examples of what Panache very well is. This is Inside on Business, the News Hour. My name is Michael Libby. It's powered by our advertising agency, Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. You see us live each and every Monday at 8